You won't believe this. A millionaire comes home early and finds his adopted little girl eating dog food. Yeah, you heard me right. And what she says next? It just froze him in place. Let me tell you what happened. Michael Anders had just stepped into his sleek, marble-floored mansion in Los Angeles. He was tall, sharp in a navy suit, briefcase still in hand, expecting that warm welcome from his 6-year-old daughter. Laughter, footsteps, maybe some cartoon noise. Instead, dead silence. Not even the usual chaos of a kid running around. Something felt off. He slipped off his shoes and headed toward the kitchen, heart starting to tighten. And then, there she was, Ava, his adopted daughter, 6 years old, black skin smudged with dirt. Hair in those 2 little puff ponytails, curled up by the cabinet like a scared animal. And in front of her, a dog bowl. Yeah, a dog bowl. His breath caught. He watched her trembling hand scoop out a soggy chunk of kibble. She tried to chew it, gagged a little, then swallowed. Tears spilled down her cheeks. Ava? What the? His voice cracked. She froze, those big brown eyes locking on his. But then, a sharper voice cut through the silence. Ava, I told you not to make a mess. Claire, the nanny, stormed in, white blouse, jeans, and that fake practice smile that vanished the moment she saw Michael standing there, stunned. Mr. Anders, I didn't expect you back today, she said, clearly caught off guard. Michael's jaw tightened. He looked back at Ava, who was now quietly sobbing, clutching her stomach like it was breaking. Why? Is she eating out of a dog bowl? He asked, voice barely above a whisper. Claire scoffed. She spilled her lunch again, playing rough like always. You know how she is. I told her not to waste food. Michael's eyes narrowed. I'm asking why she's eating dog food. Claire blinked, the perfect facade cracking just a bit. Well, she was hungry, okay? And picky. We ran out of her usual snacks. I said if she was really starving, she could try the dog food. Didn't mean it literally. Michael's voice dropped, colder than ice. She's 6. She's adopted. She's black in a white family. Do you know what that does to a kid? Claire rolled her eyes, no pretense left. Oh, come on, Michael. Don't make it about race. She's not made of glass. You wanted to adopt a charity case, remember? That silence that follows words like that, heavy and suffocating. Ava looked up, trembling, and whispered, I'm not really your daughter, just your good deed. Michael's heart shattered. Claire went on, unaware or maybe uncaring. Honestly, I've had enough. She's always crying, so sensitive. I've raised kids, never seen one act like this. Michael didn't take his eyes off Ava. White shirt stained, jeans frayed at the knees, dirt and neglect written all over her. What else did she tell you? Ava wiped her face with the back of her hand. She said I'm lucky to even live here, that if I kept being a brat, you'd send me back. And if I asked for anything, she'd make me sleep in the garage with the dogs. Michael's fists clenched tight. Claire's voice got sharp. This is ridiculous. She's lying. Drama queen, that's what she is. Michael's glare could have cut glass. Claire, get out. You're fired. Pack your things. And don't think I won't press charges. She laughed bitterly. You'll regret this, Michael. That girl's not grateful. You'll see what a burden she really is. And with that, she stormed out. Michael crouched beside Ava, breathing shaky, cheeks blotchy and red, but still trying to smile. I didn't mean to cause trouble, she whispered. Michael's eyes welled. Ava, you're not trouble. You're my daughter. You're loved. No one gets to make you feel small here. Even if you mess up, especially then. She broke down, falling into his arms. He held her tight, swearing he'd never let her feel like that again. But deep down, something gnawed at him. This wasn't the whole story. Something darker was lurking in his house while he was away. They stayed like that for hours. Ava's sobs slowing into silence that felt too heavy for a child. He wiped dirt from her cheeks with his suit sleeve. You'll never be treated like that again, he whispered, holding her close. That night, Michael barely slept, lying awake with Ava curled against him, clutching his tie like a lifeline. Claire was gone, but her words poisoned the air. Charity case, good deed, send her back. He felt sick. Next morning, he dove into the security footage, kitchen cameras, hallway cameras. Hours and hours showing Claire ignoring Ava's cries, feeding the dog fresh food but giving Ava scraps, making her sit alone, once locking her outside in the rain. Michael's stomach churned. And then he caught something worse. In one clip, Claire picked up the phone, saying, "You were right. The brat's eating out of a bowl now." Millionaire's totally clueless. Michael froze the frame. He remembered her brushing Ava's hair too harshly, rolling her eyes when Ava asked questions. Once she said, "Mike, you're doing too much. You adopted her, you're not her savior." Now Michael saw the betrayal clearly. Erica had known about the abuse, maybe even encouraged it. He stood, rage bubbling. For too long, he'd tried to juggle work, charity, love, trusting others to protect his daughter. Now, only one thing mattered. "Ava?" He called Erica. "I saw the footage." A long pause. "What footage?" "Claire and me." She didn't deny it. "She's not even your blood, Michael. You don't owe her your life. That kid? She'll never fit in. You were just trying to feel good about yourself." Michael's voice went cold. "You're right. She's not my blood. She's better. She's my heart." Then he hung up. That night, he sat with Ava again. Clean clothes, soft curls bouncing, but shadows still in her eyes. "Daddy," she asked softly, "if I was your real daughter, would I get to eat from a plate?" Tears burned his eyes as he cupped her face. "You are my real daughter. You'll never eat from anything but the finest plate, not because of money, but because you matter." Ava nodded, lip trembling. Weeks went by. Michael took time off work, breakfasts, school walks, therapy sessions. Slowly, Ava opened up, healing. One morning, she placed a tiny paper crown on his head and giggled. "You're the best daddy in the world." Michael smiled. "And you're my little queen." Then came a surprise, a letter from Michael's late father's foundation. Ava's adoption had moved the board so much. They created a new branch named the Ava Grace Project, dedicated to protecting adopted children from abuse and neglect in foster care. Ava would grow up knowing her name meant safety and love. At the launch event, Michael walked her hand in hand. Reporters didn't see a millionaire and a little black girl. They saw a father and daughter who'd survived cruelty and come out stronger. So what do you think? Was Michael right to stand up and fight for Ava? Or did he wait too long? And what about Erica? How deep do you think that betrayal runs? Drop your thoughts below. This one's messy, emotional, and touches on some heavy truths about race, adoption, and family. If this story hit you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share where you're watching from. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep watching. Just when Michael thought the storm had passed, that was actually when the wind started to shift. A few days after firing Claire and exposing Erica, Michael expected Ava's world to settle. But life rarely works out that neatly, you know? The truth was like a mask ripped off piece by piece, and what lay underneath was even darker. Erica didn't just go silent. She vanished from the house. No explanation, no trace. It was like she was running away from a guilt too heavy to bear. But Michael couldn't abandon Ava, and he knew she couldn't face this alone either. So began the long, grueling days, opening up conversations, therapy sessions that dug deep and weren't easy, and countless moments where Michael had to keep his cool as Ava suddenly lashed out or curled up, afraid. But beneath it all, there was one question gnawing at him. Why? Why could someone he once loved turn into the biggest threat to his daughter? Why did Ava, such a tiny kid, have to suffer that kind of pain, not from the world outside, but from inside their own home? Then one afternoon, while cleaning Ava's room, Michael found a small, worn journal hidden beneath a pile of old toys. His hands trembled as he opened it, eyes glued to the shaky handwriting. It was Ava's voice, raw and real. She wrote about the days she felt abandoned, about Claire's cruel words, Erica's cold looks, and the constant fear of being sent away to nowhere. But what broke Michael's heart was the last line. "If I didn't have Dad, I'd be nothing." He sat there, chest tight, tears falling silently. The next morning, Michael decided he couldn't just do this the normal way anymore. He reached out to child protection groups, psychologists, multicultural specialists, anyone who could help Ava not just survive, but grow strong and confident. And then, a turning point. One afternoon, at a workshop for kids affected by abuse, Michael met Linda, a seasoned woman who'd been a foster kid herself, now a passionate social advocate. Linda looked at Ava with a kind of empathy Michael hadn't seen before and said, "She's got a tough road ahead, but you did the right thing by not giving up. Family isn't just blood, it's who stands with you." That hit Michael like a spark in the dark. He saw his responsibility more clearly now, not just as a wealthy dad, but as a man building a real home, a place where Ava could truly be herself, loved and accepted. While others criticized his decision to adopt, questioning if he was ready or responsible enough, Michael felt the weight of it all, the media spotlight, the whispers in society. He was caught between two worlds, one where he loved Ava unconditionally, and another full of judgment and prejudice still deeply rooted. This was the ultimate test, not just protecting Ava from harm, but shielding their love from the world's harsh gaze. In that moment, Michael realized their story wasn't just about a family. Sharing their story honestly, no sugarcoating, no hiding. "We have to do more," he told Ava. "We have to make the world change." And Ava, with eyes shining brighter than they had in months, looked up and said, "I believe you, Daddy." That was the moment Michael knew they would never be alone again.